Hello friends. Welcome back again on the Consistency in Silence YouTube channel. In the previous class, something funny has happened. The light has been gone and गिर गया था मैं इधर ही. तो वो सब हटा के स्टार्ट करते हैं आज की क्लास. In the previous class, we are discussing about Lok Sabha. Actually, we have started Parliament. We have completed our Rajya Sabha. अगर मेरी बुद्धि सही काम कर रही है तो. And we are on लोकसभा. तो आज बस लोकसभा ही देखेंगे. Some of the things I have told you in the previous class, like two kinds of members: directly elected from the states and some from UTs. These are all directly elected. Yet another feature is the reservation of SCs and STs, not OBC, scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, according to their population. The third thing is Rajya Sabha is a permanent house. This is non-permanent, dissolved after every 5 years. But in emergency period, by an act of the parliament, there is an extension to state legislature, that is legislative assembly and the Lok Sabha. हमने पढ़ा था पिछले क्लासेस में in the part of emergencies. Then the qualifications I have told you, 25 years age होनी चाहिए, ओथ लेनी चाहिए, सिटीजन ऑफ इंडिया होना चाहिए, and last is whatever the parliament will decide. Then in parliament's power, it has given two conditions. The first is listed as an elector in any of the constituency, and second is if he wants to contest elections on the seats of SC or ST, so he should be a SC or ST in any of the constituency throughout the India. So these are the two conditions of elections. The maximum seats I have told you 552. Anglo-Indian seats via 104th Amendment Act has been discontinued, but it doesn't mean the seats have been reduced. It means the reservation has been cancelled of Anglo-Indians. इसका मतलब the total strength or the maximum strength will be 552 only. Delimitation is a unique feature for the Lok Sabha elections. You see, after every census, the president will appoint delimitation commission. Why? To redraw the constituencies. Why this particular practice has been done? Because in the constitution itself, it is written that seat to population ratio should be equal. किसमें equal? Interstate as well as intrastate. इसका मतलब this particular exercise has been done to ensure that after every 10 years, the decadal census, the delimitation will tick this particular point that yes, we have the equal seat to population ratio throughout the constituencies. So this redrawing of constituency has this purpose. Interstate, between states, seat to population ratio is same, as well as within the state, in between the constituencies, the seat to population ratios are same. So this is known as delimitation. 4 times has been enacted: 1952, 1962, 1972. Then via 42nd Amendment Act, the seats has been freezed till 2002. And yet again from 2002, the seats have been frozen till 2026 elections. So now, after this particular census of 2021, there is no constitution of delimitation commission by the president. And who will appoint the members of the delimitation commission? The president will appoint. हमने पिछले क्लासेस में पढ़ा है. But after 2031 elections, either the parliament has to again extend this frozen provision, or the president will constitute a delimitation commission for yet again redrawing the constituency to ensure the seat to population ratio. So this is one of the unique feature of Lok Sabha. तो प्रीलिम्स में आपसे पूछ सकते हैं कि how many times the delimitation commission has been constituted. Understood? Then the mode of election, ये तो मैंने बताया नहीं, इसी में बता देता हूँ. First past the post. You see, in the elections of Lok Sabha as well as state legislative assemblies, it is not that of the majority of votes. It is based on the plurality of votes. So what is the difference between plurality and as well as majority? Majority means more than 50%. If a particular candidate is able to secure more than 50% of the votes, then he will be declared winner, and it is called the majority of votes, winning by the majority of votes. But in the first past the post system, which has been applied in our Lok Sabha elections as well as state legislative assembly elections, plurality of votes is taken into consideration. A, B, C, D. 4 persons are contesting elections from a particular constituency. A has able to secure 26%, B 31%, C 5% and D मान लीजिए 20%. 100% नहीं बन रहा होगा पर आप बना लेना. So in this particular case, this is 31. In this particular case, not a single member or contestant is able to prove its majority. But we don't follow the majority rule. We follow the plurality rules in the first past the post system. It means whoever candidate is able to win maximum number of votes with respect to other contestants, he will be declared as winner. In this case, B will be the winner as it is able to secure 31% of the votes. So this is known as first past the post system. In the previous elections mean the elections that we have studied: President, Vice President and Rajya Sabha. In these 3 elections, we have studied proportional representation through single transferable voting system. What is the idea behind this particular phrase? I will be teaching you in the elections chapter, क्योंकि ये थोड़ा elaborate है, आसान है समझने में, बस elaborate है. Then the term 5 years रिजर्वेशन होता है. और क्या बच गया लोकसभा में? यूटीज़ आती हैं. यूटीज़ के लिए एक अलग से एक्ट बनाया गया है, उससे हम यूटी से भी लेते हैं. लोकसभा ऑल्सो हैज़ स्टेट्स एज वेल एज यूटी रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स. ये याद रखना, ये प्रीलिम्स में एक लाइन आ सकती है. सो आई थिंक दिस हैज़ बीन डन. एक और चीज़ मैंने पिछले क्लासेस में आपको बताई थी, द रिमूवल और डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन इज अच्छा टर्म, डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन ऑफ द मेंबर्स. सो इन दिस पर्टिकुलर पार्ट यहाँ देख लीजिए, आपके कॉन्सेप्ट्स क्लियर हो जाएंगे. Three types of disqualifications has been given in our constitution as well as the peripheral laws. These are the major divisions of the disqualification. The first one in the constitution itself, we have studied, I think article 102 and uske beyond hai. The first type of disqualification we have studied in the previous classes. मैंने बहुत सारे आपको grounds बताए थे. Not a citizen of India, holding office of profit, unsound mind, undischarged insolvent, and any other provisions which have been passed by the parliament. So these are number of provisions mentioned in the constitution which will provoke the disqualification provisions. The last part of this is other rules passed by the parliament. So via these rules, this power of the parliament has enacted Representation of People Act 1950 as well as 1951. For our particular purpose, this specific purpose, 1950 is not that much relevant. The relevant provision is RPA 1951. Then in this particular part, I have already told you in the previous class, जहाँ लाइट चली गई थी उसमें मैंने आपको पहले ही बता दिया था, there are number of grounds that have been enshrined in RPA 1951 which will provoke the disqualification provisions. थोड़े से मैंने आपको बताया था, हिंट दी थी और बोला था प्लीज़ गो एंड रीड फ्रॉम लक्ष्मीकांत. क्या कहते हैं, कुछ इलेक्शंस प्रोविजंस पे थे अगर आप माल प्रैक्टिसेस यूज़ कर रहे हो, इफ़ यू आर not able to lodge your election expenditure within a specified period of time. Has been convicted of an offense for which the maximum punishment is more than 2 years. Then you are promoting or propagating the social evils like dowry and sati. So such kind of provisions are there. Holding office of profit, having interest in the contracts and tenders of the government or state governments. So such kind of provisions have been asked in the previous year mains exam also. Okay, enumerate the grounds of disqualification under RP 1951. So यही सब हमें लिखना था. The third thing which is based on today's class is anti-defection law that has been passed in 1985 and it is mentioned in the 10th schedule. In these particular parts, President in consultation with ECI has the power to disqualify the members. But in RP 1951, ये थोड़ा एक्स्ट्रा बता रहा हूँ मैं, in RP 1951 there are some provisions which has a legal ground. It means if the judgment has been passed, immediately the member will be disqualified. इसका मतलब if it has been proved that you have won the elections by some electoral malpractices, the judgment is out, you will be disqualified immediately. If you have been convicted of an offense of which the maximum punishment is more than 2 years, the judgment has been passed, you will be disqualified. Understood? So such kind of legal judgments will have an immediate effect. But rest of the cases that has been mentioned in the constitution or RP 1951, the offender will be given a particular period of time. उसकी सुनी जाएगी, उसके आंसर्स एंड ओपिनियंस लिए जाएंगे, भाई आपने क्यों किया. उसके बाद प्रेसिडेंट विद द कंसल्टेशन ऑफ ECI विल डिस्क्वालीफाई दिस मेंबर. तो ये थोड़ा सा एक्स्ट्रा पार्ट बताना था, थोड़ी सी निटी ग्रिटी है ये. The last is very important, anti-defection law, and speaker post is very much important, or presiding officer for that instance post is very much important. तो अब स्टार्ट करते हैं हमारा anti-defection law. एक चीज़ अगर मैंने नहीं बताई पिछले क्लासेस में तो अभी बता देता हूँ. इन केस ऑफ इलेक्शंस ऑफ प्रेसिडेंट एंड वाइस प्रेसिडेंट, इफ देयर इज अ डिस्प्यूट रिगार्डिंग इलेक्शंस, देन सुप्रीम कोर्ट हैज़ द हाईएस्ट अथॉरिटी टू रिजॉल्व दिस केस. बता रखा होगा शायद से. आज की क्लास में आ जाओ. एंटी डिफेक्शन लॉ. Parliament, frustrated by the Ayaram Gairam Niti in 1985 via 52nd Amendment Act, has passed this anti-defection law which has been enshrined in our 10th schedule. there are number of grounds given in this anti-defection law. The first one, independent member can't join any political party. The second is, if member is not following party whip. This whip is pure convention. It means it has been not written anywhere in the constitution or any act. whip क्या होती है whip बाद में पढ़ेंगे. Third, nominated member. There's a difference between independent and nominated member. Can't join any political party after 6 months. And fourth provision is, if a member resigns from his party and joins another political party. किस लिए होता है सब? हॉर्स ट्रेडिंग की वजह से, और तो क्यों होता होगा, है ना? So these are the grounds mentioned in the 10th schedule. Now there are some exceptions also given. What are these exceptions? And it is one of the criticism also. It is one of the criticism also of the anti-defection law. The first one is the wholesale defection is allowed. It means if more than 2/3 of the members of a particular party will go and join another political party. तो इसमें एंटी डिफेक्शन नहीं लगेगा इन 2/3 पे. Understood? The second is, if an nominated member joins a party, political party within 6 months. अगर 6 मंथ के भीतर भीतर कोई nominated member is joining another political party, तो उस पर एंटी डिफेक्शन नहीं लगेगा. The third is, if the presiding officer of the house. अच्छा, ये एंटी डिफेक्शन लॉ दोनों के लिए है, मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट एंड मेंबर ऑफ स्टेट लेजिस्लेचर. प्रिजाइडिंग ऑफिसर रिजाइंस फ्रॉम देयर पार्टी and extension to this is, they are not joining any other political party also. Mind you, the presiding officer is resigning from his party post and not the membership of the house. There's a difference between the two. Political parties form government inside the parliament. So while doing this process, the political parties are attaining the membership of the house also. Here, presiding officer is resigning from their political party post and not from the membership of the house. तो ये प्रीलिम्स में ध्यान रखना, ये दोनों इंटरचेंज करके आ सकते हैं. And the extension to this is, presiding officer is not joining any other political party also, because the crux, the main idea of this presiding officer post. presiding officer कौन होता है? लोकसभा में स्पीकर, डेप्यूटी स्पीकर. राज्यसभा में चेयरपर्सन, चेयरमैन, डेप्यूटी चेयरमैन. देन स्टेट लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली में स्पीकर, डेप्यूटी स्पीकर होंगे, और सेम फॉर स्टेट लेजिस्लेटिव काउंसिल में. सो दीज आर प्रेजाइडिंग ऑफिसर्स. नाउ आई हैव टोल्ड यू वाइस प्रेसिडेंट or the ex officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha is not a member of the house, तो उसको तो हटा दो. But the remaining ones, the presiding officers resigns from their party, they will not attract the provisions of anti-defection law. But extension क्या है कि कोई दूसरी political party भी वो join नहीं कर रहे. So the crux main idea of this particular provision is the constitutional fathers themselves want this presiding officer post to be a neutral, politically neutral post. तो अगर ये अपनी पोस्ट पे पहुंच के पॉलिटिकली न्यूट्रल बनने के लिए दे आर रिजाइनिंग फ्रॉम देयर पार्टी पोस्ट, सो इट इज़ वेल एंड गुड. So that's why this provision has been written in the exceptions. Understood? So wholesale defection is allowed, but not the retail defection. So these are catchy words that you can write in the mains examination. So this was all about the anti-defection law. Now a small topic of the vacating of seats. So vacating of seats में मैंने आपको डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन तो एक्सप्लेन कर दिया है. बट व्हाट अबाउट द डबल मेंबरशिप? अच्छा, उसमें मैंने बता दिया ना, स्पीकर हैज़ द अथॉरिटी टू डिस्क्वालीफाई मेंबर्स अंडर एंटी डिफेक्शन लॉ. और कोई टाइम स्पेसिफाइड है कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में? नहीं, कोई टाइम स्पेसिफाइड नहीं है. स्पीकर में बस लोकसभा के संदर्भ में बोल रहा हूँ. वैसे प्रिजाइडिंग ऑफिसर हैज़ द अथॉरिटी टू डिस्क्वालीफाई द मेंबर्स बेस्ड अपॉन द एंटी डिफेक्शन लॉ. दिस इज द मेजर डिफरेंस between the disqualification that has been mentioned in the constitution, that has been done by president in consultation with ECI, but under anti-defection law the presiding officer has the authority to disqualify the members. Double membership, this has been written in RP 1951. First part is, if a person has been elected in the seats of Lok Sabha as well as Rajya Sabha, then within 10 days he has to decide in which house he was willing to serve. After passing of 10 days, the Rajya Sabha seat will be cancelled. If a person who is the member of one house, say Lok Sabha, has been elected as a member of another house, it means formally he was the member of Lok Sabha, but now he has again contested elections and now he has won a seat in Rajya Sabha. ये बस मैंने एग्जाम्पल के लिए लिया, लोकसभा राज्यसभा, राज्यसभा लोकसभा भी हो सकता है. So his seat in the first house will get vacated immediately. And the last one is, if a member simultaneously has won the elections on the seats of Lok Sabha as well as Rajya Sabha, so he has to decide to which house he is willing to serve. अगर उसे नहीं बताया तो दोनों सारी सीट उसकी चली जाएंगी. सो दिस इज द वैकेटिंग ऑफ सीट्स अंडर डबल मेंबरशिप. कहाँ लिखा है? RP 1951 में ये है. But there can be emergence of one more incident. What happens if a member has been won the elections on the seats of parliament as well as state legislature? उसमें क्या होगा? So उसमें within 14 days the member has to decide as to which house he wills to serve, or his seat in the parliament will become vacant. कहाँ कहाँ फंसा सकता है एग्जामिनर आपको? एक तो यहीं फंसा देगा, किसमें वैकेंसी होगी. दूसरा कहाँ फंसाएगा? द वैकेंसी ऑफ सीट्स एज पर द डबल मेंबरशिप प्रोविजंस हैज बीन रिटन इन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. रॉन्ग स्टेटमेंट. कहाँ लिखा है? RP 1951 में. सो दीज आर सम ऑफ द ट्रिक्स इन द प्रीलिम्स एग्जामिनेशन. There are yet another some factors that leads to vacating of seats. क्या क्या है ये? If the elections has been declared void, डेथ, रेजिग्नेशन, ये सब हो गया. ये सब भी अदर्स फैक्टर्स हैं. अंडरस्टूड. सो ये थी आज की क्लास हमारी. होपफुली हमारा लक अच्छा था कि आज वापस लाइट नहीं गई. पता नहीं क्यों जा रही हर दिन, राइट. सो इफ़ योर कंसेप्ट्स आर गेटिंग क्लियर्ड, प्लीज़ लाइक दिस वीडियो, शेयर इट विद योर फ्रेंड्स एंड सब्सक्राइब टू अवर यूट्यूब चैनल. तब तक के लिए गुड बाय. जय हिंद.